basically, we have technology that enables us to be superhuman. If I put on the augmented reality glasses from Apple, I can work 50 times as efficiently, beat everybody else in the company. Hands down, I can beat Tom Cruise in Minority Report. If it works, we'll see about that. And of course, the implications are, if I work 50 times as much, maybe fire all the other 49 people. Not such a good idea, really. What are we going to do with those people? So basically, you can be very excited about the future, or you can get fearful. Right now, fear is dominating. And artificial intelligence is producing more fear. That is also because we just haven't bothered to explain to people. It's polarized. So we need to really have a much more of a good story about the future, the positive future. So I started 3 years ago in a project called the Good Future Project, which is explaining to people why the future is better than we think. Why we should not pay attention to all the social media feeds that tell us everything bad. This is what social media does. That's the primary job. Social media is an AI that repeats bad stories. Because bad stories sell, right? And that's why bad movies, not bad in that sense, but negative movies sell, right? It's action, entertaining. If you watch 10 of those films that came out in the last 5 years about the future, then it's no surprise you're going to think badly about the future. It's obvious. So how do we do this? I think the main point really is this. What's the purpose of technology? And I always say technology is not what we seek, it's how we seek. Technology is a tool to do something that I want to achieve. And intelligence is the ability to achieve an objective. Technology by itself will not save the world. It will make it more efficient. So if you use technology, you can be a more efficient dictator, right? That has been proven already. Technology by itself is a tool. You can take a hammer and kill your neighbor, or you can build a house. Same is true for AI. So what do we need? We can't make the hammer illegal. That wouldn't make any sense. We have to say the hammer can be used in certain ways. And so this is a very big challenge when we talk about purpose, because somebody will have to come up with the bottom line of what is okay. I don't know, will it be you? Will it be me? Will it be Antonio Guterres? Or Klaus Schwab? I don't know. Somebody has to come up with some ideas about, I'll talk about that in a second. But here's the big deal. The future is no longer about if and how. It's about why and who. That is the key question. And this is the question we have to answer if you're in the tech business. Why are we doing this? Does it have a purpose beyond money? And who is in charge? This is so crucial, especially in Europe. In Europe, we are humanists, right? We like humans. Is that true in America? I think also, in many ways. But it's not as humanistic as Europe, which is why sometimes we are so backwards, because we want to keep things human. It's really interesting to see the cultural differences, but we have to agree on a global level as to what we do. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, said technology can do great things, but it does not want to do great things. It doesn't want anything. And that is true and also a real problem. We can't expect technology to understand our values, our feelings, our emotions, our targets, our goals, our alignment. Technology doesn't give a damn about that because it doesn't understand any of it. ChatGPT can give you a perfect answer on pretty much anything. It has no idea what it's talking about. It doesn't know what a face is. It doesn't know what a feeling is. It doesn't know any of these things. It just puts together the logical answer. It is a super parrot. Very useful. I use it all the time. But to look for answers there, of course, that's not going to work. We have to put in what we want to happen. So let's talk about AI and where that's going, okay? Really what's happening right now is that human intelligence and machine intelligence is converging. That's really what's happening. And human intelligence, as we all know from research, we have about 8, 10, maybe people say 14 different kinds of intelligence. Emotional intelligence, social, cultural, kinesthetic, musical. What intelligence does a machine have? Logic. Unlimited. So a machine with a logical IQ of 1 billion is not unthinkable. but it has an emotional IQ of 0. That is because emotions aren't data. They're not zeros and ones. Yeah. Humans are completely different because we are actually not logical or efficient. We are plastic. Right? We change all the time. So really what's happening now, we have voice understanding. This is huge because you realize the next interface in computing is not to type. It's to speak and command your IT. And that is shortly before happening. So ChatGPT in the future, we're not going to even use this. We'll just hit a button here on my jacket. Say, hey, can you find me a date for tonight? Or who should I vote for? And of course, in developing countries, people are not going to use a fancy phone like this to run ChatGPT. They have a little box, and then they can just ask, and they get an answer. That's what it will do. Instant connection, like an oracle in your pocket. Imagine the responsibility of 800 million Indians getting instant answers. It could be amazing, or it could be basically we're going to see this, the oracle. Not oracle, the oracle. And to that, I would say that could be like Google Maps. All of us use Google Maps. Most of us ask questions about Google Maps. So we say, no, that can't be true. Just completely wrong. I'm not going to drive off the cliff because Google Maps tells me there's a shortcut. But we still use it. We laugh about it. We don't take it for real. We use it. We have to do the same with AI, to say, okay, yeah, it's interesting. Let's ask some questions. And the other thing that's happened now is augmented reality. Apple made a huge leap here. Apple does everything better than the other guys, but then, of course, it's hugely expensive and it's a whole different ecosystem. We have to see how that plays out. But think about the two together, artificial intelligence and augmented reality. That's more than God, really, in a way. It's like superhuman, where you can see everything, you can understand everything. That could be amazing, but it could also lead to dehumanization. I've tried virtual reality many times, and sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm wearing it. I get a little bit sick wearing it, like the simulator problem. But what happens when I take it off? And I sit down with my kids and my family for dinner. I'm like, it's so boring. Because I don't have this fancy world anymore. This is what happens to gamers, right? If you have any kids that are gamers, you know what I'm talking about. They don't want to get off the game because it's so boring to be in real life. That could be a big issue with Apple, that I would get used to being anything, being anywhere.